Welcome to HBO Max.
I have no idea what's going on, but I am excited.
Your new entertainment experience like no other. It's the HBO you know and love. And now you've got a new way to stream everything on HBO together with even more amazing shows and movies. The best part is, it's yours to enjoy at no additional charge with your current HBO subscription.
Let's do this thing!
You gotta be kidding me. You're gonna risk the entire mission for a mental defective dressed as a court jester.
This coming from a guy that wears a toilet seat on his head.
We don't leave one of our own behind.
Hopefully Harley's still alive.
No funny business, Colonel. These are dangerous people.
Team 2 is clear to go.
Fire. 3, 2.
What are you guys doing?
What?
We're here to save you.
You were gonna save me?
It was a really good plan, too.
Well, I can go back inside and you can still do it.
That's patronizing.
I'm so sorry. Harley Quinn.
Blood sport.
You know the deal. Successfully complete the mission, you get 10 years off your sentence. You fail to follow my orders in any way, and I detonate the explosive device in the base of your skull.
So this is the famous Suicide Squad. Nom nom.
Any questions?
And
Yes, that is your hand. Very good.
we're all gonna die.
I hope so.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Here's the deal. We fail the mission, you die.
If we find out any information you give us is false, you die.
If we find out you have personalized license plates, you die.
What? No.
If you cough without covering your mouth.
Harley, although that isn't an open invitation for you to cough without covering your mouth.
What's the plan?
How the hell am I supposed to know?
You're the leader. You're supposed to be decisive.
And I've decided that you should eat a big bag of dicks.
If this whole beach was completely covered in dicks, and somebody said I'd eat every dick until the beach was clean for liberty, I would say no problemo.
Why would someone put penises all over the beach?
Who knows why madmen do what they do?
This is suicide.
Well, that's kind of our thing.
Don't you worry, eh? I'm gonna get you out of here alive.
I'm going to get you out of here alive.
Oh my God! We've got a freaking kaiju up in this shit!
Uh-huh.
We love the rain. It's like angels are splooching all over us.
I go to America!
Look at this. This is what it's like working on a stage.
That was diabolical.
One time my agent told me that I had a good look, but then it took me years to realize that having a good look is totally different than being good looking.
Welcome, truth seekers.
What an old ham.
I'm in trouble.
Whoa, high five.
Thank you and good night.
Hi, I'm Angel Vegas, and this is Angel Vegas Showcase, and I'm with the infamous, Beyond Infamous Records, Spliff and Looney. How are you guys doing today?
We good.
Yeah, we're good.
Spliff, you are the owner and CEO of Infamous Records. What is exactly inspired you to call your company Infamous, and what does it mean to you?
To me, infamous is the real truth of life. You know, like you ever heard of the rich and poor, the poor and famous? Well, we're the poor and infamous. So the way I got it, that name was I was watching TV like 2 in the morning. I was watching this old fashioned black and white movie where no words. I mean, it was just it's just all body language. And then at the end of the movie, it said infamous. I was like, damn, that's a cold word. So I looked it up, the definition. I'm like, damn, that's my people right there, and that sounds like us. Like, so I went with that, man. And it's just, we were first called Criminal Elements because I was just going off the environment where we're from. So when we needed a word that was stick in everybody's head, so we went with the infamous. Like, Infamous Records just stuck. We just took off and ran with it, and it tells us who we are, man. It's for real, like.
Hell yeah.
That's love, man. I know. I also looked up the definition. If I had anything to say about it, I mean, it does. I mean, getting to know you guys a little bit over the last. Well, Looney, I've known him a little bit longer on Facebook. Getting to know you, I do agree with you on that one. So I think that's a
There's one definition I found in a book in a dictionary that I haven't found in any other dictionary, and I can't find it to this day. But it went into way more detail, and so when I read that one, I was like, damn, like the definitions. What's that?
Do you remember the definition of what you read of what it said?
Nah, not exactly, but the one I said was more detailed than the one I see lately. Because every time I get a dictionary, wherever I'm at, I look it up. I look up the word. I want to see what everybody's definition of it. And the first time I looked in the dictionary, I never found the definition of it ever since. But it was cold, man. It related through generation where I come from, like from detail, from the streets to the penitentiary to poverty to cold cats, you know. So
it goes with depth and your guys' environment and how we lived, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I believe that anybody that's involved in the music industry is inspired in some way throughout their childhood of growing up with the kind of music that we listen to and raised. Flip, for you, what kind of music did you hear consistently, like through your parents? What were they bumping when you were a kid?
They were bumping like Stevie B, Los Tigres, Bobby Brown, country. I mean, I hit it all. Like
your playlist on that was your playlist on the tablet, boy.
Some oldies.
Yeah.
Stevie. Yeah, for real. Like I was playing stuff that nobody even wanted to listen to. Like I remember back in the day, my mom was spinning Michael Jackson records and like Key Sweat, like cold artists, oldies. My dad was an oldies fan. That's all he bumped was oldies and Chicanas, Los Tigres. So I just took that and I just mixed it all with my music. Like if you look at us and you see like how we look and our appearance, you'll never figure out how the music that we put out. I mean, the music speaks for itself. Like you look at me and you hear my music, you would never think that that's the kind of music I'll be making.
But why do you say that we never would pertain the music that you make today off of the music that you grew up with?
I don't know, cause like the way I look and the music we put out, like we don't put out what we look like. We put out what we feel. Like when somebody comes in the studio, I'm like, "How you feeling?" They're like, "Oh, I feel good. How you feeling?" "Oh, I had a bad day." And then we just throw on a beat, and we don't even collab. Like we just start writing, and it just comes together. It's crazy.
That's amazing. I was just about to ask about your creative process through your music. So you guys say you guys don't collaborate with each other when you guys write tracks together. It just all comes together. That's what you're saying?
Yeah,
it's just amazing.
Ask this dude. This dude knows. We were
Every
just
time I made a beat when we was in the joint, you know, Spliff was. I mean, to keep it 100, his opinion is the only one that mattered when it came to being critiqued on what I do with my music, because, you know, we'll get into it later of how I met him and we got into this. But anytime I made a beat in there, if he felt it automatically, we never sat down and said, hey, homie, this is the concept. We just start writing. Once we had our verses done, I would put a hook together, and that was it. It was a trip. You know what I mean? Like, that's, and it, to be honest with you, till this day, out of the people that I have collabed with, you know, it just doesn't happen like that. You know what I'm saying? It's always concept or what do you have? What's your ideas? Fucking. And honestly, that's what this fool. And I was the one always too, like, hey, fool, what's the concept? And he'd be like, hey, fool, just write. He would just tell it. He would just say, you know, I would tell him, well, what's the concept, homie? What are you thinking? What's your ideas? He'd be like, just write. And then every time he wrote his 12 or 16 and I wrote my 12 or 16, we would spit it. And then it was just like, we was always on the same page. And it hasn't been like that with anybody that I've collabed with. Anybody. You know what I mean? It's always ideas and concepts. And then I would put a hook together based off what we wrote. And, you know, we put, you know, anybody that messes with us before we got here and listens to our SoundCloud, you know what I mean? Everything on there is from the joint. You know what I mean? That's everything that I made. Well, most of it, you know, I made myself on that beat machine in the joint. So it's like it don't get no rawer than that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, this one right here.
Okay. So would you say that this is more or less one of your bigger inspirations as far as music goes?
Yeah,
got you started.
So, you know, I've always had, you know, music is my heart since I was young. You know what I mean? And doing music never crossed my mind. And I think it was 2000, what was it, homie? 2013?
Yeah.
So 2013, I crossed paths with Spliffs while we're doing time in Colorado. And I found out he used to do music with the homie Skrill. Shout out to Skrill, homie. Church Talk Records. That's our boy off top. But you know, when he was on the beat machine, he was on the keys, and they were trying to put music out on tape from in the joint. So I went in there one day and I was just messing around, you know what I mean? Because I wanted to see him record. So I jumped on the mic and, you know, I was acting funny on the mic, and we went into, we were listening to one of the beats on there. I'll never forget. It's the very first song I ever wrote with him. And he was like, just sit down and write. I was like, fool, I ain't no rapper. You know what I mean? Like, I don't rap, homie. You know what I'm saying? He's like, what's the worst that can happen, fool? Just sit down and write something. And I sat there and I wrote a little cool something. And he was like, homie, that's it right there. I'm gonna drop it. And we went in there to record. And once I heard myself over the speaker on that beat, I knew right then and there I was never looking back.
Hey, when I mess with artists and I tell them to write, they all laugh at me like it's funny, but like I put it to a different way. Like, you're not writing a rap, because the word rap, a lot of people don't even know what the word rap stands for. It's an old school word from the 70s, real art and poetry. You ask an artist today, say, I don't like the word rap because it just sounds cheesy. Like, where I come from, it's poetic street kings. Like, we're poets. Like, it ain't just a rap. Like, when people tell me, oh, you a rapper, sometimes I just want to slap them. Like, no, I'm not a rapper. I'm a poet. So when I sit there and I break it down, and they say, oh, well, I can't rap. Yeah, you can't rap because I can't rap. I can't rap for nothing to save my life. But write poetry, for real, that's straight up. If you could write poetry, you could write anything you want. You could write the Bible, rewrite it. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of how I told them. It's not rap. It's poetry. Just, you ever write a poem, write it down, put it on a beat, Doors are open.
I agree. That's that lyrical therapist. That's where that comes in play. Definitely. I admire that.
Every time, you know, after that, when we started doing more tracks, and you know, there was a lot of other people, you know, saying that they rapped in there and they did music, you know, and majority of them, you know, they were the black dudes, you know what I mean? And there was some hard. And once I started hearing them, I think my pride made me, you know, I could do better than that. I could do better than what I'm doing. I know I can. I have such a love for music that melody and writing a beat came natural. So I remember I did a song called Real Art and Poetry. It's on SoundCloud. And, you know, that was probably the first song that I made lyrically where I felt like I reached a potential I didn't think I could reach at that time. And this is when I knew I had something. Because when I wrote that song and then Black Fools heard it and they were bringing their homies to come hear my song, hey, you got to check this fool out. Come hear this track. It's dope. Once that happened, I told Spliff, I said, homie, if I could get another race in the joint to show me love on my music in prison, my boy, the streets ain't nothing. The streets is gonna be nothing. I said, I got something. And it's funny because when I got out, even when I got out, you know, you were there. I was out for 2 weeks. I dropped Little Game We Play and you got it on the radio. And everything that I did, I shouted my homie out, Spliff. Everything I did, whether it was a live video, in the studio, in my music, you know, I gave all titles to him because if it wasn't for him, music would still just be something that I listened to. You know what I mean? And now doing music, first love. You can ask any chick I've been with. That's my first love. Ain't nobody coming before that. You know what I mean? And I gave it to him, man. That's my brother for life. It's that'll never change. Infamous Records for life. Homie, that shit.
I can't rap for nothing. Like, that's straight up. I can't rap. I'm not lyrical. But if you kicked it with me and you've been there wherever I've been, no matter if it's in the penitentiary, just wherever, I always tell the truth on my verses, even if some get sad, you know. So that's where I get my credit from. Like I kick it with some big dogs that they heavy hitters on the mic. I mean, them fools blow me out the water. So even though I'm the oldest, I'm the baby on the mic. And when I got with Looney, I sat him down one time. We were chilling, and I said, "Dude, we got a goal right here." He was looking. He had a chunk, and I had a chunk. I said, "Our main goal right now is to get the streets to hear us from more in our sound. If we could do that, we could do whatever we want." And we did it. We did it. Like, it was crazy. Like, I was on the phone 20 minutes with Chick trying to hustle him for some money to put on my books so I could use that money to put on my phone time to call home. I was spending more money on phone time than I was commissary just to get out there. It wasn't like that I looked out for. They wasn't looking out for me when I was in there. As far as the music wise, everybody I ever taught, it kind of felt like everybody I ever taught anything was kind of glad because I was out of the way. So when we hit what we were hitting with the little people we were hitting from the joint, we made some noise. So when I came home, the whole block was shook. And then when I came home and then I was pushing his stuff out here, everybody shook. So now I'm at a point where they're too shook. They don't even want to kick it with me. It's crazy.
A little bit intimidating there. A little bit. You keep it real. I do agree with you. That's one thing I admire and respect the most about both of you. Music to me is speaks volumes, and I only listen to the realists, and I love your guys' style. It's on point, and you guys keep it real, and that's one thing I admire and respect most about you. Let's go actually start talking about the tracks that I'm adding to my segment. Spliff, what was your creative process when you wrote Chopping Blocks?
Chopping Blocks?
Throwback.
I was actually on the highway going to Oklahoma to get my hustle on. And we hit a dry county where they don't sell liquor now. So we bought all kinds of liquor. We went, set up. I have 2 studios. I always got a mobile studio and I got my studio. So I always carry one in my backpack. And we hit Oklahoma and we posted up, and it was the same thing. Like, how you feeling? And they're like, I feel like chopping these blocks. I said, well, I feel like chopping them too. And I just that song was a street banger. Like when we hit the shows, that was always our opening song, because that song just knocks. Like, I was bumping that earlier. I was like, man, this song's just like, I don't know, I can't explain it. It's just like, it's always magic. Like, my next song, any song I ever did, from the song I did last Saturday to the next song, we don't got no creative process. We just come in and like, it's just magic.
It's finna go down in your town. It's finna go down when Split be around. Got a pocket full of money, bag full of droves, handful of cars for your song for show. It's that infamous captain, never ever slacking. Grab the microphone, known to make it happen. You see that, take me home. Off with the clothes before we walk in the door. I rock that body like I rock the show. Bad little freak, come on back for some more. It's finna go down in the low town. Finna go down when we chop the blocks down. I'm riding real slow to the next show. Gotta pull me a dime, gotta pull me. Finna go down in your town. Finna go down when we blaze the blocks down. Got a pocket full of money, got a bag full of dough. Get that money, come back for some more. Oh no, here comes the boss hog. Power and control to keep the block locked. Yeah, I got that hustler music to make you work hard. Collecting all that dough while you make your pockets large. Biggie up in the mix, yeah, rapping is my calling. I'm sipping, tipping, drinking till I become an alcoholic. I'm steady making money in the hood, they call it ballin'. 3 hyenas in my ride, smoking, blowing, something's going down. Infamous is in your town. Extra, extra, let the word get around. Yeah, you can do it good, but we can do it so much better. Give me the mic and let the DJ spin the record. If shocking me, that makes her the home record. Slow rolling, speakers bumping, and I keep the party jumping. Topless rolling blunt, any liquor that you want, cause it's going down in Pueblo. Boy, you should know. It's finna go down in the low town. Finna go down when we chop the blocks down. I'm riding real slow to the next show. Gotta pull me a dime, gotta pull me a. Finna go down in your town. Finna go down when we blaze the blocks down. Got a pocket full of money, got a bag full of dough. Get that money, come back for some more.
I got some new stuff coming out from some artists that are just cold. And I'm starting to work with artists that never even wrote a verse or a bar. Some of them coming out the penitentiary. Like, I'm putting tools on that I know that are that they got some, but they don't know it. Only I can see it, you know. They can't even see it in themselves, but just kicking it with them like Looney. Like, this dude, I remember when he was bumping a song and he knew the whole song by the words. I bumped that song like 50 times and I still don't even know the words till this day. So when I knew he could do that, I knew there was some in him that could put it out. And then when he played his playlist on his tablet, it was all old school, like 70s. Like he says he's an 80s baby, but no, he's a 90s baby. So, but he got the 80s in his heart, you know, like this dude knew tracks people didn't even know of, like old school funk, old school disco funk. Like, to hear him bump that, and I was like, damn, this dude got something. So that's when I sat him down, like, hey, what's up? Let's go check this out. He's like, no. I was like, yeah, let me see what you got, homie. So, because when you kick it with somebody real, and they got a story but don't know how to put it out, and you're the one that could put it out, then like there's like 30, 40 other people times that's been through that could relate to that. So where I come from, we speak for those who can, and those artists speak for sometimes when I can't. So when we put him on, I pushed him, asked him. I was hard on him. Like, when I'm in the studio, I'm a whole different person. People don't even like me. They probably want to fight me, don't want to kick with me, but I don't do it because I want to be mean. I just do it because I know these people got more to put out than they think they know, you know?
I think I have another My Life clip. I'm also featuring that one in this segment. Tell me a little bit about you and that track. I mean, what inspired you to write that track about your life? I mean, what was your...
That song right there, I was messing with this producer called Chris Cash. He's cold on the beats. And he was always at every show. We were moving, and like I met him around the way, and I heard he was making beats, but he was making some beats for some cats that were just like, they weren't who they say they were, you know? They was always out to pull a hustle. So one day he came to the studio, and we didn't even, like we said, we weren't even planning it. He's like, I want to work on this beat. I want to do this track with you. I want to do this track with you. I'm like, yeah, let me hear the beat. So he pulls the beat. We're bumping it. We're just chilling. We're sipping. And then my homie Drastic, he comes from LA, South Central. He comes to the studio too. And he tells my homie Chris Cash tells Drastic, hey man, I want to work with you. I want to work with you. He's like, I got beats. And we're bumping and we're listening to My Life. So he was like, yeah. So everybody's like gunning for the same beat. So Big E comes with the chorus, and then Drastic came with a verse. So Chris Cash, Big C, that fool never even got on the beat. Like he wanted to do a track with us. It was his beat, but we would just kill the beat. That he was like, nah, it's cool. I'm on the song, even though I'm not on the song. I'm on the beat. But it was like one of them moments. I want to work with you, and I want to work with you, and we're like, well, we want to work with that. So what you want to do? And he's like, go ahead. So after that fool threw us a couple beats. Every beat my homie Chris Cash made, we killed the game. He made Chopping Blocks. He made My Life. And then I got a couple more that he made. But that one was just a fluke. That one was just like, we had no chorus. We had no concept. We were just chilling. Like, we were just sipping beer. We just pulled up. And he's like, I want to work with you guys. Like, oh yeah, you want to work with us? Like, well, we want to work with that beat. So he, like, the dude was so inspired with his beats, with us to be on them, because he's been fans in the streets of us for so many years, that he just gave us the beat on GP. He was just proud to have us on the beat. But I thought it was funny when the homie Drastic was saying, he was telling Drastic, yeah, I want to work with you. I got beats. Drastic's like, I want that beat. So we just killed the beat, but it was kind of funny the way it went down. Like it was never planned. But like Big E came cold on that chorus. I'm gonna be honest with that song. It took me a year just to write my verse. That's how cold these fools are. Back then, it took that song was the only song it took a year to write the verse. Any other song it took me a while. Every song I did took me a while. But now I'm out. I could write a verse before the beat even plays. Like that's how I'm on it now.
Hood known on the road, pack the chrome and cruise nice with.
This is my life.
Laid back in the cut, you're switching in the truck, putting in work.
This is my life.
Fine living, nice clothes, tight clothes, and sold out shows.
This is my life. This is my life. This is my life. This is my life.
My life is one way. Hustle every day just to get paid. Dope pay, coke pay, slow pay, no way. I'm getting mine. Mentality, reality is go hard. Never had much, but I got a lot of heart. Play the game to perfection like an art. Any lady that I want is in my car. And she said that she want it, I'ma give it to her. Concerts, studios, and shows. CDs, white tees, and flats, all the thug knows. Living in the ghettos. 719, still city bound. With the haters we at, and the G's put them down. Welcome to my town, welcome to my life. Can't be weak, gotta be strong to survive. Hood known on the road, pack the chrome and cruise nice with.
This is my life.
Laid back in the cut, you're switching in the truck, putting in work.
This is my life.
Fine women, nice clothes, tight flows, and sold out shows.
This is my life. This is my life. This is my life. This is my life.
I stay strapped, keep my ears to the streets, on me holler back. Highway 25, skeleton key to that infamous life. It's up sometimes when we on the ground. We punch them clocks and we pop them blocks. We kill the sick when we bleed the block. I can't stop even when it's hot. Just another lick like Bill the Kid. Your boy split that infamous myth. Wicked times for them wicked minds. Evil days for them evil ways. Born to rhyme and that organized crime. You ain't got nothing, dog, better get up on the grind. Ask me what back, what like I'm on the corner, dog, with them killers and swinging them things like it ain't no thing. Wanted the game, so I felt the pain. Hustle harder in the ring. When I die, infamous king. With no shame, stepped up in the game. Pimp just cause you stuttered my name. For some fame, better get it right. Gotta get drunk tight. Hood known on the road, pack the chrome and cruise nice with.
This is my life.
Laid back in the cut, you're switching in the truck, putting in work.
This is my life.
Fine women, nice clothes, tight flows, and sold out shows.
This is my life. This is my life. This is my life. This is my life.
He's always wrote his. Since I've known him, he's always wrote without the beat.
Actually, yeah, he keeps it real, and I appreciate that in his music, definitely. So let's talk about a little bit about your music, Mooney. I know you said that you got out. Am I right? You had dropped that track a little.
You know, everybody knew. I was telling everybody, whether they believed it or not. I let them know when I hit this gate, I'm hitting the studio. Period. You know, the homie Silent. Shout out to SCP, Still City Hustlers. You know, that's my brother. And he was the one putting out anything I did over the phone. You know, he was putting out on YouTube. And that was the vision. I'm going to get out. They're going to hear my story, period. He was waiting for me to get out. He was excited. And yeah, once I got out, you know, my parole plan, it kind of went a little south. So I was trying to figure out what I was doing right away. But it didn't take but 2 weeks till I got to the studio and I dropped that. You know what I mean? Actually, no, I dropped it about a week and a half out. And then I was 2 weeks out when I got in contact with you and you got that on the radio. And you know how I feel about you, homie. So I was just shocked. And to be honest with you, the first person I thought about was Spliff. Like, you know, when we split ways, one of the first and last things he told me, don't start writing. Anytime I got a letter or a message from the street through somebody else from him, it was always, are you writing? Are you writing? Are you writing? Stay writing, fool. Don't let it go. Even when times got hard and I did get shipped back to Lyman, and you know, you got to be on your toes and You really don't have time for really nothing there. You know, he always got word to me to remind me what the vision was, what the conversations that we had. And little game we played when I dropped it, when I put it out, I knew that I had to put something out to catch their ear. You know what I mean? And female or male, they mess around, they like that player stuff. You know what I'm saying? And that's what that song was about. You know what I mean? Like a definition of basically who I was or who I am at that time. And it was a banger. Banger. I made noise. I got that out. Then I said, all right, now that I got their attention, now they got to hear me speak. And then that's when I started putting out my story. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then,
stuck in last place. She wanna with the winner, get game legs. She heard around the block, knew they got it on lock. My voice is giving tango feelings in her eyes splash. She said she like my get down and she feeling me. And word on the internet, you back up on the street. I know you keep it playing and stay on the come up. Just promise me you gon' be home before the sun up. Pull up real quick, it ain't nothing to me. False on the street claiming Lady Looney. Show me you about that action. Girl, what's happening? We ain't gotta use no words. Close caption. They be shooting at me, boy, what you gonna do? I've been gone for a while, show me some new. You know what I do it for, you already know. Them Colorado girls love this hustler from the West Coast. On the block, yelling infamous. They tell me that the gangster in me get them hella wet. She just wanna ride it, homie, throwing up the set. I got on the raising Colorado, throwing up the dub, acting like they from the West Coast. They ain't tripping, fool, they know I'm on that player dish. I live by the code, homie, and I'll never quit. They know the rules, don't be questioning what I do. Love it when they call me daddy, kissing on my tattoos. I was raised thug, homie, so you know the story. Lovey, what? Nah, that ain't my category. When they call me, they already know what it is. I'm about to come through and wreck it on some gangster-ish. They won't admit it, but a gangster is a fantasy. Hit me up, girl, I'll make it a reality.
I'm gonna have new music dropping soon too, because I'm back in California now. This is my home, and I got a couple producers that want to work with me. They've been hitting me up. It's just I have so many tracks that I wrote already. It's just hard to find the one. You know, is this gonna be the one? Is this gonna be the one? You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm not doing this. I don't do it for the fame. I don't do it for none of that. I do this for the street. So it's if it ain't street certified, then it ain't certified to me. You know what I mean? I don't care about big names hitting me up. Hey, that song was dope, or females. Hey, that song was dope. You know, I want to hear it from the people that been through what we've been through. I want to make sure that I'm delivering the message the way they would deliver it. You know what I mean? And that's just how I do my music.
I appreciate, like I said, I appreciate and respect that the most. Like, real recognizes real, and keep it real, and I appreciate that the most with your music. I have another track that I've released that I'm actually featuring on my showcase, and it's the one featuring Silent, If I Make It. Now, how did that creative process go? I mean, I know, did you guys even have a creative process? Just math you, or?
Nah, well, so there's a producer out here in California. His name's Sonny Slick. Shout out to the homie Sonny Slick off top. He shows us mad love, you know. And he produces for a lot of big artists out here. He's got dope beats. To me, he's killing it. So it's funny because the homie was like, if you need beats, look up Sonny Slick, look up his YouTube page. He's got promotional beats. And I found that beat, and I knew right away, this is the one that I need. Automatically, my mind went to tell him what happened, tell him what time it is. You know what I mean? And let him know the get down. That was the mindset when I heard that. I automatically started writing. Like, I didn't even hit him up yet. I was just bumping it on the YouTube already, laying it down. So when I got in contact with him, you know, he didn't want to just slang the beat right away. I actually stayed on the phone with that dude for like 2 hours. He wanted to know where my mindset was, where my heart was at. You know what I mean? Because he at that time, he just didn't get rid of beats to just anybody. He wanted to make sure that if he was putting people on his beats, for one, they got to be dope, and for two, they got to be sincere about what they are, and for three, they definitely got to be living whatever they're spitting, whether it's bad or good. You know what I mean? So, and I put that out, and he's like, after that, he had told me, if you need anything, let me know first. You know what I mean? He goes, that track was a banger. Like, everybody says when they hear that, they get the vision. You know what I mean? And they just feel it in their heart. Like, a lot of people, their reaction is they feel bad. Guys, all the time that I did, and everybody automatically like, oh man, I'm so sorry you went through that, but I'm not sorry I went through that. You know what I mean? Because I love the person that I am today with my music and life in general, and prison did that. You know what I'm saying? Prison changed me to another beast. And then once I met Spliff, that beast just times 3. You know what I mean? So I'm going to do this music thing forever.
Sonny Slick got that heat like wow. I've been back on the street working double time, trying to let these motherfuckers know it's my time. I done lost half my life to the system. Tell my homies on the yard that I miss them. Don't get it twisted, penitentiary raised me. The street up, I can't let it change me. Staying humble when I'm sticking to the music. I was blessed with the knowledge and I use it. Everybody telling me the streets feeling me. The team win all in, they believe in me. Free my brother Split, damn fool, I miss you. All this shit happening is because of you. Let them fools know, homie, I ain't letting up. About to have these fools on the block playing catch up. I'ma stay on the hustle while I'm waiting for the day I can say I done made it. If I make it, I'ma put the whole team. No more stressing about the money, homie, no more leaving, homie, staring at the window. I'ma represent the red to my eyes, though. If I make it, I'ma put the whole team. No more stressing about the money, homie, no more leaving, homie, staring at the window. I'ma represent the red to my eyes, though.
Just a struggle every day, but gotta get up and get it. Told the homies on the yacht that we gon' make it independent. No, I haven't forgot about the real ones I made. We bout to blow it up, and that's on the set.
You know what I'm saying? Forever.
Speaking of you guys, you two, Split, when do you guys plan on dropping a track together in the near future?
We're gonna do another song when you can sneak them out in California, man.
Well, that soon, you know what I mean? That'd be really amazing to hear because you guys do make a great team.
You see, like the thing is, like that was like muffled music on tape. Like you, if you would see what we had to go through to put it down, and our plugs, like we were plugging stuff into baby's mamas to plug it to their baby's daddies to the plug into the tape deck, you know, like it had to go through this food, that food just to press record. The tape player we had, the record button was broke. Like we had no equipment whatsoever, like nothing. So like to put it out and to 10 songs out of 30, 50 songs come clean compared to what we were doing it. So if we could do that now, oh, we kill the game. I mean, we'll probably get another charge for murdering the rap game, you know?
Everything was homemade. Like if they could just see a picture of us doing how we did it, like we were hooking the mics up to this mixer, we were hooking the beat machine up to the mixer, and then we would have a main auxiliary cord that was homemade because you can't get male auxiliary cords in there. You know what I mean? We would hook that straight into from the tape deck to the mixer. We would have to level out all the sounds and
one take,
you know. Yeah, and it's one take. There is no stop and go, punch in. It was, you ready? I'm hitting record. Are you ready? And I would hit record, and
I'd always mess up.
I'd hit play. Yeah, I used to get mad. I'd be like, hey, you're going first. Your verse is first. He'd be like, no, I'm not going first. I'm going second. And I'd be like, right away I'd be like, oh man, it's gonna be a long day, man. But
it's cool because it took me back to where I came from, because I started out on turntables and I was doing mixtapes on the streets. So I would always be rigging stuff up. Like I didn't even know. I don't know if you remember the old CD burners, one burner on this side and then the CD. So I was running that to my turntables, burn it on that, and then I'd burn it like 20 tapes. So I was selling tapes out the block, you know. So I kind of like, I mean, a lot of artists won't even mess with it, but me, I just like to hear record. Like I like to hear what comes out, like, you know, record history, because all my stuff is all history. Nobody knows who I am today, but they're gonna be some little ghetto kid in like 20 years gonna hear play and he's gonna be like, this is cold.
Hey, it's funny because everybody in the joint, you know, if they have access to a guard, to whether they pull them or pay them, their first goal is we gotta have them bring. And me and Spliff were like, hey, we'll send him a couple bills if he can bring us in some Blake brand new tapes. Hey, we were like, nah, that's it. Like, hey, we're gonna try to get us some good chords. You know what I mean? Like, that's how hard we were going on the music. Like, oh man, it was crazy. It was crazy. And then the cord would break. We would have to get a new one. And oh man, it was definitely a headache. We got it out. We got all that out, man. I till this day, I go on that SoundCloud all the time. And I sit there and it takes me back. It also helps me cope. You know, that SoundCloud, it helped me cope with being out, you know, because I had done so much time that, you know, I was going through some mind trips and, you know, just adjusting and just trying to be normal, I guess, or whatever. But I would throw it on and it would put my heart at ease. And not only that, it would take me back. I would close my eyes and it would just take me back when it was me and my boy struggling just to record it. You know what I mean? And to remind myself how far I came, to remind myself the vision, the goals, and to keep my word on what I said we were going to do while we were out here. You know what I mean?
That's amazing. What exactly is your guys' SoundCloud link from back then? Do you want to let it be known so that way whoever's watching this, your fans, can hop in?
it's infamous _ Looney. And the picture that they'll see is a prison picture of me.
Shout out everybody that's tuning in today. I really appreciate both of you so much for being a part of my showcase. It's been a while. I've been trying to get you on here for a minute, but thank you guys so much for being a part of this. And I respect you guys both, and I can't wait for the new beginning of you guys' albums to come out and release. I know you guys said that you had more projects coming out. What projects are you guys working on, if you don't mind me asking?
Right now, I got a lot of songs that are done. I'm just trying to piece out, you know. I've been telling people I'm gonna go hard this summer, and you know, I'm trying to line up right now to where I can, you know, drop a couple singles and a couple music videos before the summer is over, and you know, and get that right. But I don't know if this is the end of the show or what we're doing, but I definitely want to show love to all the homies in the joint that knew we were gonna do what we were gonna do. Shout out to all my homies in the joint that are never hitting the street. Good dudes. You know what I mean? When it comes to this music thing, you know, Jessica, the female that I married while I was in there, still the homie. We're still legally married. We're not together, but you know, we talk on a day-to-day basis, and I gotta shout her out because she's the one that got everything up. You know what I mean? We put it out, and you know, we trusted her with what we had, even to the extent of, you know, Spliff had 4 albums that he sat on. You know what I mean? And we let her put some of that out, and you know, big shout out to her for sure, because she definitely got what we needed out in a positive way. You know, she was definitely part of the team. So shout out to Silent forever, my boy. You know what I mean? He definitely put me out there on the YouTube channel, spoke about me highly. You know what I mean? That's my brother till, you know what I mean, till we hit the floor. And then, you know, my boy Spliff. If it wasn't for you, my boy, you already know. Music would just be something that I listen to, and I remind people that on a daily. You know what I mean? And shout out to you, Angel. Looking all good. No.
It was kind of crazy because I hit the scene and I told them how we was doing music. Nobody believed me. They thought I was funny. They thought it was like a joke. But now now everybody knows we was on the real. I've been pushing the trailblazing since 2001. So we're not finished right now. I'm working on a bunch of projects. I got some cats from Mexico. I got some cats that just got out. I'm working right now with cats that never even wrote a bar, and I'm gonna show everybody how we do it. Like most of the new projects I'm gonna be on, I'm probably not even gonna lace the mic. I might. I don't intend to, but I mean they might want me on it. But mine's is all production. I'm gonna put the album together. I'm gonna like pull the strings. I'm gonna do what nobody was doing for me when I was needing them, you know. So I'm gonna be that guy to push the envelope. So that's what I'm gonna be doing.
So let's definitely play a very important part in this music industry on that level. You're inspiring, very, very inspiring. And I know Looney did give you so much love from the moment he got out from his first track being played on the radio. He spoke very highly of you. And I feel it's an honor for myself to actually meet you personally. And thank you again for everything. You guys were amazing. I'm looking forward to hearing your new projects.
Yeah, you probably tripped out how I just popped up out the blue. Remember when I was just pushing them tracks?
And for the muscle to get home, the homie Dopey from Juaritos, man. He'll be getting home soon too, man. He's definitely part of the team. No, he's probably mad at me because I ain't contacted him in a minute.
Oh, he contacted
I love you, boy. Hey, I love you, boy. Straight up. We'll see you when you get home. You already know.
Is there anything else you guys want to add for your fans, or any other shout outs to anybody that helped you guys along the way?
I just want to say thank you to everybody that supported me. You know what I mean? People that say they listen to music, only the ones that really listen to music follow the up and coming people, follow the struggling artists that are dope. They just don't have the platform. You know what I mean? And you know, we got people that mess with us, and you know, we're on our way up. You know what I mean? And possibilities are endless for sure. So wherever we end up, I know they'll be there. They'll be waiting. You know what I mean? So I definitely got to say thank you to you. You know what I mean? If it wasn't for you, you know, it'd probably be a minute before I ever hit broadcast level. And I definitely got to give all that to you. And thank you for seeing the vision and letting us stick to who we are and be who we are. You know what I mean? And accepting that for that. That's really big to us because we're not gonna flop for nobody. We're not gonna change our style up for nobody. You know what I mean? And that's probably one of the reasons why I'll never sign a record deal, because you're not gonna put stipulations on what I say or what I do. And that's something that Spliff taught me from the jump. We don't answer to nobody. You know what I mean? If they mess with us, they mess with us. And if they don't, they can get left. You know what I mean? So I just want to thank everybody for the love. Infamous Records. I'm getting Infamous Family right here. That'll be done this summer. I'm going to rep that for sure. You know what I mean? That's who I'm going to be forever.
So with me, I always give a shout out to God first, family, and the rest will fall in place, you know. All my homies in the joint. My kids, my mom's been like my #1 fan since day one. She's the one keeping me in line. And I can't
Love you, Mom.
I can't forget my girl Tally. She's the one that keeps me really in line. She's the one that keeps my head on my shoulders. If it wasn't for her, who knows where I'll be right now. So I want to give a shout out to Chantal, old Looney, my boy Nino. He's right now in bed.
Yeah.
Can't forget him. That's my boy right there.
You guys are part of my showcase, and I will always be your #1, no matter what. Spliff, I'll always have you back, and please, I'm looking forward to anything that you guys have to put out. I got you. Much love to you both, and thank you again for being a part of my showcase today.
You know,
Yeah.